What's up everyone, it's TheRazoredEdge, and today I'm here to bring you guys some Gears of War 4 news. Finally, we have some information about Title Update 3 for Gears of War 4. There was a small article released by Pez Radar on the forums, or a forum post, or a thread, whatever you want to call it. But let's have a bit of a read through here, and I'll give my thoughts on it as we go along. So basically, he says, this update is a bit of a big one, as it will include a large amount of improvements to Gears 4, including quit penalties, /bans, spectator mode improvements, a massive drop of new craftable card content, which will include lots of new weapon skins and character skins in the hundreds, bug fixes, and more. So that's a lot to take in right there. So he says penalties /bans. So this has been a huge problem with Gears of War 4's matchmaking, where you'll join a game, people on your team or the other team will get salty in the first few minutes or early in the round or obviously later in the game in an important part, and then they leave and just leave you there, and there's no backfilling in ranked, which there shouldn't be, but there was no punishment. That nobody got any kind of negative side effect of leaving the games, aside from a small bit of XP, which was barely noticeable. I don't even know if there even was one, but apparently there was anyway. But now there is finally a big penalty, and they also mentioned bans in here too. So I'm guessing that if you quit a certain amount of times, you eventually get a ban, which is really good. It definitely makes people kind of reconsider, you know, hitting the quit button. It makes people kind of really think, do I have the time to join a ranked game, you know, kind of to really sit down? Because when you're playing games like League of Legends and CSGO, when you're about to click the matchmake button, it says, you know, are you ready to commit around 45 minutes to an hour to play this game? So hopefully it gives Gears of War 4's matchmaking that more of a like a similar mentality. But anyways, let's move through. What else is there mentioned? It says spectator mode improvements. So I haven't used the spectator mode much, but that's kind of for the esports side of things. So for anybody who you know, streams, commentators, stuff like that, there's some new additions for you. It says so this is the big part here for us, I think. It says a massive drop of new craftable card content, which will include lots of new weapon skins and character skins in the hundreds. So in the hundreds, that's kind of insane. So I assume that'll be more weapon skins than anything. I'm really curious if this is going to be variants of characters we already have. Like, are we going to have more vintage variants of all of the characters in the game? Are we going to see some new faces? Are we going to see some classic characters? Because this is something that the Coalition have stated on a few occasions, that the Coalition are working on classic versions of all of the characters. You know, like Classic Baird, Classic Marcus, maybe like versions of them from each of the Gears games, who knows. But it's just good to know that there's going to be a lot of variety in the game, and this is honestly what I wanted to see from the start. I wanted to see characters injected into the base gear packs that were already in the game. So you could maybe, I'm not sure, it says craftable, but I'm curious if you could unlock them in a gear pack as well, like an elite pack or an operations pack. You know, like when you re-up, is it possible to get these new characters in one of those 3 elite packs that you get for re-upping? Who knows, but we'll have to wait and see anyways. And then a lot of weapon skins as well, which is so huge. And then it just says bug fixes and more. So it says we'll probably coin this as Season 2 for Gears of War 4, which is kind of strange because it was called Season 0 in the menu for a long time, so I kind of assumed that they were going to start it with Season 1 or something like that. And it says, bear with us over the next few days while we wrangle the notes together and get some assets prepped for this as well. All will be known very soon. So obviously there is more in-depth details about the title update coming soon. So he also goes on to say, I also wanted to update everyone on the feedback from the Uir card packs as well. So this is a big controversial thing that's been going on in the community. I'm sure a lot of you are aware. It says, we have a meeting scheduled to discuss the card pack structure, so we will see if the update we will see if we can update everyone on potential changes for future card packs. There have been a lot of heads involved in this discussion, but we are most definitely looking at improving this experience, and once finalized details come back, we'll make sure to communicate those over. So there's been a lot of controversy over the pricing of the Uir packs, which I think were entirely unfair. Honestly, I would have loved to see those characters maybe craftable or put into the base gear pack system, or maybe have a similar pricing model to the Gary Carmine 10th anniversary packs, something like that. They were just a bit outrageous, and I know a lot of people in the Gears community were very ticked off about it, so it's good to see the Coalition addressing that. It was also a lot of bad timing as well. It's strange that it like landed around the Christmas holidays, so there was nothing they could do to react to the negative feedback of the Uir Packs. So it's good to see them addressing that now. So it says crossplay is also in the discussion. Crossplay is also on the discussion. We are hoping to have the final plans on whether crossplay will be staying or alternatives by the end of the month. The feedback over the past few events have been tremendous, and the feedback over the past few months have been tremendous, and the data is something we also want to share with everyone, as we think many people will find this insightful. So I'm hoping to see crossplay become like a more permanent thing in Gears of War 4. They're pretty much been testing it in and out through some special events in the game, so hopefully it will become a permanent playlist, because I think that will be good for the health of the PC community as well as the Xbox One community. If maybe, you know, PC players hear about that, you know, that the PC version of the game is highly populated because there is crossplay, maybe that will grow even more, and it's just healthy for the game overall to be available on more than one platform. But there's not really much else to go into that. Hopefully we'll see what those stats and stuff bring for us in the future. But they also go on to address one of my all-time favorite concerns, something that I've been very vocal about on my Twitter and social media and all sorts, in videos, you know, all kinds of things. It says Guardian spawns is another topic that people keep bringing up, and I know Ryan Cleven has been testing some new spawns ideas to fix this issue. They will not be in the next update, but depending on the new solution, they could be in something outside of a TU. So when they say something outside of a TU, they mean kind of a server-side patch, so they don't necessarily need to have wait for the monthly updates to fix that issue. So it could be something that they could do server-side, and we won't have to wait too long until after this update for them to fix that. So it's good to know that that's getting near to being resolved, because for those of you who don't know and don't play Guardian, there's currently an issue where the older version of Guardian in Gears of War 3, what used to happen is that after a certain amount of waves of respawns, or depending on the location of enemies on the map, the spawns would flip to make the leader not get comfortable in his own spawn, and it would constantly keep everyone moving and create different scenarios and different dynamics in the match. But what's happened is that now in the version of Guardian in Gears of War 4, the spawns do not flip. So it's just constantly, what happens is everyone spawns in, the leader just stays in the spawn in the very back in a corner somewhere, and everyone's fighting like a super long, dragged out game of boring Guardian, which is so unfortunate, because Guardian is one of the all-time fan favorite game modes, especially from Gears of War 2, and I'm just hoping to see that update come in as fast as possible, because it is definitely one of my all-time favorite game modes in Gears of War, that's for sure. And so it says, lastly, weapon tuning is something we plan on addressing here for social/core playlists. We have been seeing feedback that weapons need some work in these playlists. We'll be doing some internal tests on some changes over the next month, but I will see if we can get an update on something more final before anything hits. So social/core tuning is an ongoing conversation in the community. When we all heard that there was going to be separate tunings in the game, separate kind of balances in the game, a lot of us were questioning it, including myself. I'd love to see one united kind of balance in the game. I think everything should be all the same, because if you look at other esports titles, because I'm gonna like address this as an esports issue, because that's what the Coalition seems to be focusing on more than anything, is that, so if I want to go play League of Legends, I can go queue up and play, you know, the 3-lane mode that's in there, and it's exactly the same balance that the pros get to play in their pro league or whatever they call it, right? Same goes for CSGO. If you matchmake, it's the exact same scenarios, pretty much same balance, all that. But then when you play Gears and you hop into regular matchmaking, if you want to play a different game mode that isn't escalation or execution, you're playing this completely different weapon tuning, and it confuses you, right? So when a new player comes in, he starts playing King of the Hill or Team Deathmatch, and he's like, okay, I'd like to compete in this game. Let me try the competitive playlist. He hops in, he tries some execution or escalation, notices that the weapon balances are different, his shotgun maybe not doing as much damage, he thinks he sucks, and he's like, okay, I'm done. You know, that kind of thing, people getting frustrated. it's just overall very confusing. I would love to see one united playlist or one united balance for the game. Honestly, the thing that makes the most sense to me is to have a kind of a middle ground between core and competitive balance. So I think the competitive balance needs a buff, and I think core needs to be nerfed. So it only makes sense to find some kind of middle ground and to have it as one united balance. So I think that would be the most beneficial thing for the game. But it's definitely good to see that the Coalition have been listening. I think some of the most vocal things that have been heard here is the fact that people want more skins, more choice, more customizations. Penalties / bans is another one that's been a huge problem. And then, but there's been no mention of kind of matchmaking improvements. I think this is another issue that I'm just going to mention real quick here at the end of the video. A lot of the times when I'm playing Gears of War 4, I'll jump in solo into the King of the Hill match. I'm currently in Onyx 3, and what happens is that when I join a game, it gives me silver and bronze teammates, and then I'm playing against a stacked team of Onyx 3s and diamonds, and it doesn't make any sense. The matchmaking seems very imbalanced, and I'd love to see an MMR, you know, ELO-based system, something like that we see in like CSGO and League of Legends. I know I constantly go back to comparing those, but those are the top tier games for esports and for online matchmaking at the moment, in my opinion. So I just love to see something like that. I won't go too in depth into it, but that's pretty much it for the Title Update 3 teaser / Season 2 as it's being christened. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel for all future Gears of War 4 content. Share the video around if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, subscribe to my channel if you're brand new for more videos, share the video around if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.